Okay, everybody, welcome to the Rise and Shine Dreamers.Doers.Diamonds call. We have an amazing call for you guys tonight. I'm super, super excited to introduce an amazing woman, and she's just going to share some high vibe truths with you and help you start 2018 off with a bang. So, I'm really excited to introduce Jessica Warren. She is a coach. She is a 5-star diamond coach. She is a 2-time, not once, but twice, 2-time elite coach. She is an all-star legend with 36 consecutive months of changing people's lives one day at a time. She's on the Austin Market Council, and I'd like to also add she is spreading light and love to all who know her. She's going to share that with us tonight. So listen up. Make sure you have something to take some notes because she's going to be dropping some knowledge.
No pressure, my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Melanie. I'm so honored that you asked me to be on the call, and I will do my best to be brief and efficient, and hopefully help you guys start the year off with a bang. Do you want to mute everybody, and then I'll unmute? That way there's no...
Hold on a second. I always forget how to do this.
If you go to participants, it'll let you mute everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I can just unmute. Perfect. Okay, can you hear me okay? Good? Yeah? Okay. All right, then let's go ahead and rock and roll. Like she said, my name is Jessica Warren. I'll tell you a little bit about my story, but I really don't want to take up too much time. I want to really jump into it so that hopefully you can get some good stuff. But if you have any questions, I will leave time at the end. So if you want to know anything at all, I'm an absolute open book. So I don't mind. I will tell you anything in the nitty gritty, dirty, naughty, whatever you need to know, I will tell you. My name is Jessica Warren. I've been coaching for 3 years this week. So January of 2015, yeah, 2015 is when I started coaching, and I had zero desire to do this. I was a serial entrepreneur. I'm from the health and fitness industry. So I have run health clubs. I've run corporate fitness centers. I've been a personal trainer, a group fitness instructor. I've always been in the health and fitness realm. So I was too cool for school when it came to this opportunity because I had done so many. I had run boot camps. I had started businesses. Mind you, all of those had failed, so it's incredible that my ego was so big. However, I was still like, nah, that's a scam. That is icky. I'm not pushing a shake, like weird. Long story short, I ended up doing it, and I told myself, all right, if I'm going to put myself on social media, I'm going to go all in for at least a year, because that's freaking embarrassing to put yourself on social media and then do a weird, icky fade out or not do what you say you were going to do. Like, it's a big deal to put yourself on social media. So if you have those kind of like, feelings about that, that's okay. That's a good thing. But you've got to own it, and you've either got to get 2 feet in or 2 feet out, because riding that line of like tiptoeing makes you look a fool, and you're not making any money doing it either. So you've really got to make that decision, draw that line in the sand. Do I want to do this or not? Now, there's definitely a full throttle. There's part-time, there's full-time. I'll talk about that, but you have got to make that decision. And literally the first thought that comes to your head when you think about this business is yes or no. Whether yes, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm meant to do, or no. And if it's immediately no, dig into that. Maybe this isn't for you, and that's okay too. But you've got to make a big decision one way or the other, because being halfway in is horribly frustrating for everyone involved. Your clients that are following you are frustrated because they don't know if they can trust you or not. Your loved ones are frustrated because you say you're doing this business, but you're not really doing this business, but you're really just wasting a bunch of time and taking it away from the ones that you love. You're frustrated because you feel like you should be somewhere that you're not, but you know in the back of your mind that your actions don't back up what you say you want to accomplish. So I know I'm coming at you right away, and you're like, this is not what I want to hear. And I get that. It's not what I want to hear either. I tell it to myself, okay? So I am the first person to recognize when my actions don't match what I want to accomplish. I literally, even now, 3 years in, and I've had from the outside what looks to be a really successful business, even now I'm like, oh, that's not good enough. I need to work harder. I need to make more money. But if I would be looking where I was when I started, I would be like, that's incredible. You've got to celebrate where you are, but know the work that you're putting in, make sure it matches where you're at. So first, I want to talk to you about setting goals. So it's the beginning of the year. It's 2018. It's such an incredible opportunity. And literally my success partner today was like, I feel like I'm just now getting my goals set. And I was like, that's okay. It's the third day of the year. Don't throw in the towel because you don't have all your ducks in a row on day 3. Like, that's okay. I think we set these super high standards. Like, I should already be a 15-star diamond by January 3rd. Like, you got to relax. And if it takes you a minute to set the foundation for the year, and if that's going to set you up for an incredible year, good. Take that time. Take this week to really lay the foundation and figure out, what kind of coach am I going to be this year? What am I going to accomplish no matter what this year? What does my vision look like? What does my mindset look like? Because if you just start going and you don't have a foundation, you're going to end up feeling defeated in one way or the other this year. So setting goals, first and foremost, set your personal goals. So your health and fitness goals. What do you want to accomplish? How do you want to feel? Where are you at right now? What do you want to change about yourself? Do you feel good about your nutrition? Do you feel good about your workouts? And be honest with that. A lot of times when we become a coach, that's the first thing to go. We start thinking about all these coach things and we forget to take care of our own bodies, which totally relays into the energy and the mindset and the belief that you're even able to do this in the first place. So first goals you've got to set are yourself, whether that's 80-day obsession. Hopefully all of y'all are doing 80-day obsession. Are you? Yes, no? Yeah? I'm super pumped. I need something new and I love that it's 80 days long. It like gets people over that New Year's hump. Regardless, you've got to have a plan that you are excited about, because that is going to bleed into your challenge groups. It's going to bleed into your team pages. So you have got to be excited about showing up in your challenge group every day because you love it, because you love getting the results. You love what it's doing for you. Because if you get up in the morning and you can't wait to see what's going on in your challenge group, you know you've got a good thing going. If you get up in the morning and you're like, oh, I got to check into my challenge group. I need to post in there. I need to see what people are doing. Then you need to back up. You need to see what the problem is and figure out how to reinvent and refuel what's happening. So setting those personal goals and then setting your business goals. So these are no fluff, no BS. These are legit, what are my business goals? It is so easy to sit at the beginning of the year and say, this year in 2018, I'm going to make 6 figures and I'm going to be an elite coach and I'm going to hit 10-star diamond. And then boom, that's as far as it goes. And you just say those goals because you've heard those things on the National Wake Up Call or you've seen those things at Summit. So you're like, that sounds like a good idea. I'll make that my goal. But what I really want you to write down is, how do I want to feel at the end of this year? How do I want to feel in my business at the end of this year? And don't worry about the title. Honest to goodness, when I first started chasing elite last year, I was just chasing a title. I had no idea what elite even was, but I saw it at Summit my first year and I was like, cool, that looks like a big deal. I need to get it. Honest to goodness. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know how to get it. I didn't even know why I wanted it, but come hell or high water, I was going to make it happen. And I did, but why? For 2 seconds on the stage at Summit before they kick you off, like, that's not a reason for a goal. You have to have a goal that pushes you. And whatever that goal is, let it be yours, whether it's an income goal, whether it's a number of people that you want to help. I hear a lot of coaches that are like, I get pressured by Success Club and I get pressured by rank and by this and by that. And really, I just want to help people. Good. Then go freaking help people. But sitting at Success Club 0 is not helping people. So also be honest with yourself. If your goal is to legit help people, how many people is that? Is that 100 people? Is that 50 people? Is that 200 people? And then write a list. So last year, my goal was to help 100 new clients. So just clients, not coaches. Coaches I had a separate agenda for, but just new clients that I wanted to help lose weight and feel better. That's it. No agenda behind it. So I wrote down, I had a piece of cardstock. And I wrote 1 through 100 at the beginning of January. And every time I signed up a new client, I would write their name down all year long because it was in my face, because that was a big priority for me, that I wanted to help 100 people change the way they felt about themselves from the inside out. So that was important to me. So I put it in a tangible, I saw it every day, and I wrote down 1 through 100 until I got beyond 100 throughout that year. So if that's something that's important to you, Really dive into that. So set your goals that are no fluff, no BS. Don't just say goals because you feel like your upline wants to hear it or you feel like it's something that you should want to do, but what's important to you and how is it going to make you feel at the end of the year? So that might be income. That might be team goals. I know for me, a big goal of mine is I want to help my coaches have income success. I want to help them reach their goals. What does that mean for you? Do you want to hit Premier or Elite? Do you want to have 3 of your coaches go diamond this year because you know that's going to help them reach their goals? Whatever it is, just really sit back and contemplate. And if you don't know how to set goals, reach up to your upline and say, hey, I don't really know how to put this into tangible words, but here's how I want to feel about my business at the end of this year. Or I want to be able to cover the cost of XYZ by the end of the year. What do I need to do to accomplish that? Because sometimes it's hard to bridge that gap. I know definitely when you're starting or when you're trying to figure out how to set your next level, it's hard to know exactly what to do. And hopefully I'll help you get there as well. So with setting goals, last thing is I want you to really identify what kind of a coach are you going to be in 2018. So your options are, you've got discount coach. And discount coach, I feel like people go back and forth. They're like, oh, don't call people discount coach. That's negative. It's not negative. There are a lot of people that I have on my team that I consider incredible clients that are discount coaches, meaning they have no desire to run the business. Maybe they help their sister with a challenge pack or their mom, but they're not trying to build a business in any way, shape, or form. They love the products. They want a discount on them. They love being in the challenge groups. They like the support and accountability. It's really something that's just for them. That's what they want, but they're not trying to build a business. That's okay. Maybe they go to Summit or they go to Beachbody Functions because they love what it does for them, but they're not in it to make money. They're not in it to build a business. So your next option, part-time coach. So part-time coach, you're wanting to make $500 or more a month. So you want to make an income, maybe not crazy substantial. You've got a lot of things on your plate. You have a full-time job that you absolutely love and you have no desire to leave it. Great. Maybe your option is a part-time coach, but own that. A part-time coach meaning you're hitting Success Club 5 or more. I think people get trapped in this concept of hobby coach. There's no such thing. You either are a working business coach or you are not. There's no such thing as a hobby coach, because I think hobby coach people think, oh, I like post on social media like once a month and I like sell a challenge pack every 5 or 6 months. I don't know why my business isn't taking off. So you've really got to establish where you want to be. A part-time coach doesn't mean hobby. It just means you don't have that much time to work the business, but you're still serious about making a consistent income and building a team. So you're looking for $500-ish a month. You're hitting Success Club 5 or more a month. That's part-time. And then full-time. Full-time coach meaning you eventually want this to be your full-time income. Maybe it's not right now. I built this business working at least one full-time job, if not more, full-time job plus part-time job plus coaching plus motherhood. So believe you me, if you feel like you're a multitasker, line up. I got you. If I can survive it, you can too. I promise. It's hard, but I knew in my mind that my goal was to become a full-time coach. And so I had to work with that mentality, meaning Success Club 10 or more, and income had to keep going. Because if I was going to be able to drop those full-time jobs and those part-time jobs, I had to have an income that was growing on the side. So you've got to have that mentality. And even though you're thinking, okay, I don't have time to give this full-time commitment, I never did. In 3 years, I have never given this full-time commitment ever. My first year, I'm not kidding you, every day from 5 a.m. to 6:30 is the only time I worked the business, because I was running a health club. I was working about 70 hours a week and I had a 6-month-old daughter. Like, it just was not happening. But I was committed and I knew I wanted this to grow. So every single day, compound effect will take over. So you can still be a full-time coach with part-time hours. And you can still be a part-time coach with part-time hours. I don't know if that makes sense, but you just have to kind of strategize what your business plan is and what you're thinking. So identify who you are, discount, part-time, or full-time. And then that will help you establish the goals that you really, really want to set. Step 2 is belief. So you can set these goals all the live long day, but if you do not, in the pit of your core, believe that you are worthy of achieving them, you won't. And that is a fact. 2 people doing the exact same action for the exact amount of time will not achieve the same thing. The difference will always be mindset, will always be attitude, will always be belief. It's not what you do, it's how you do it, and it's the attitude that you bring to the table every freaking day. And I will tell you, it's hard to show up every day and be a motivator. It is hard to show up every day for your team, especially when you feel like your team is not doing anything and you want to blame them and you're like, if they would just do this, then I would be here. I get it, but that's not the game. That's not the job we chose. We chose to be a coach, and this job requires you to love building relationships, and it requires you to have the belief and the mentality to stay strong even when it sucks. Again, I know you're like, I don't want to hear that either. You're like, we're done with you. You're not bringing anything to the table that I want to hear. But it's so true. This business has super high highs and super low lows. And that's never going to change. But you have to be able to consistently show up for your team no matter what. You had the worst week ever, worst week in income, your rank dropped. You have to show up for your team with the same level of enthusiasm as though you just got a $3,000 bonus. Because that's what it takes to build a strong team, and that's what it takes to build a strong foundation. You can't break every time the wind blows, and you can't get frustrated and stop working your business every time life gets hectic. If I stopped working my business every time life threw me a curveball, I'd be done a long time ago, because life is never going to stop being turbulent. It's just not. Kids are going to get sick. Work is going to get crazy. Your relationship at home is going to be horrible and you got to work things out. A loved one is going to get sick, or a loved one is going to need your care and attention. Life is always going to be turbulent, but your business has to stay consistent. Not perfect, but consistent. And the only way to do that is by believing in yourself and believing in your vision, whatever that is. And again, there's no wrong way. There's no wrong goals. Daily affirmations are a must. So for you, I want you to write down, and you can kind of think about this and you can mull over it, but you've got to have a daily affirmation statement that you say every single day. So for me, I take my dogs on a walk. I like to do my affirmations outside. I live in the sticks. I'm a country girl. I just like to be outside. But wherever it is your jam, whatever is your vibe, whatever you need to do, say it outside. I like to tell it to the squirrels because they really care about my life. They're really invested. But you've got to say, I am so grateful. So my first year hitting elite, every single day I said this, and I'm not kidding you, every single day. Every day I would say, I am so grateful to be a top 200 2017 elite Beachbody coach. My team has worked incredibly hard to earn this title. I am so proud, and I would individually name my coaches that were helping the team get to elite. I am so proud of so-and-so for doing the efforts of doing this, doing XYZ, doing this, doing that, whatever. Super elaborate story. I am so grateful that we hit this. Now that we are an elite team, my business has a strong foundation. We are moving into 2017, yada, 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 yada. So I want you to write down your affirmation looks like this. Where do you want to be? So you have to say, I am grateful for being where? And then you say, because I am here, I feel what? So I am grateful for being where, and because I'm here, I feel what? This has allowed me to. So let's say your goal is what? 2-star diamond. I have achieved 2-star diamond. I'm grateful for being a 2-star diamond coach. This has allowed me to earn the 2-star diamond bonus for 4 out of 4 quarters in 2018, which has allowed me to pay for my 2 kids to be in daycare and alleviate financial pressure off of my family, for example. But something that is super specific. And you have to say it every day like it's already happened. The first year I was going for elite, I would say it every day, and I didn't think there was a snowball's chance that I could hit it. And then somehow it all came together, and I was like, what in the world? It worked. And so now I'm all about it. But it really does. It's the power of belief. It's the power of knowing that what you're doing works. Now, personal development, I know you guys know personal development is huge. It's a vital behavior for a reason. But the problem that I see, and where I see people struggle, do the personal development that you need to hear in that moment. Don't feel like you need to do the personal development that everybody on your team is doing because everybody's reading the same book. Do what you need to hear. If you're struggling with confidence on social media, read You Are a Badass and realize how great you already are. If you're struggling in faith and that's important to you, read a devotional and get closer spiritually, because that's going to make you stronger in what you need to do. If you're struggling with finances, do personal development that's going to get you correct in your finances, that's going to make you feel stronger and confident in that area, and that will bleed over. So wherever you feel weak, that's where your personal development needs to be. It doesn't necessarily need to be something just because you hear everybody else doing it. So do what you need at that time and be okay changing. Be flexible. Whatever you need to hear. If you're feeling on one day that you need to hear something specific, find that specifically and do that each day. But personal development every day, you know that's crucial and that's important. And lastly, you have to have a success partner. Have to. You can have one, you can have two, you can have six, but you've got to have people that you check in with every day that you feel super comfortable with, that you can vent to. Because you are going to have those moments that you're just like, are you kidding me? And you've got to have somebody to vent to, have your 30 seconds of pity party, and then that person will say, all right, we're done. Let's move forward. My success partner and I will always tell each other, okay, all right, you're done complaining. We're just bringing each other down. Let's focus forward. This is not helping our business. So you've got to have that person that you can be real with and honest with and say, hey, your social media is looking good. Or, hey, what are you doing? You've been absent. Or let me take a look at your post. Have those people who you feel comfortable that will be honest with you. When it comes to social media, have people that don't know anything about Beachbody look at your social media. Because if you ask your success partner, a lot of times you're already in a place where they're going to be like, oh, it's so good. You should maybe like tweak it like a little, but it's so good, girl. But if you ask somebody who knows nothing about Beachbody, they're going to be brutally honest because they won't know what they're telling you. So a spouse, a friend, a mom, whoever, but somebody who knows nothing, because they're going to tell you, I don't know what you're talking about, or hey, I see a lot of this, or I don't know, or your pictures always stop me. Whatever it is, they'll be able to brutally tell you. So you want people that can be brutally honest with you, and you need to have a success partner that understands the business and understands what you're going through, knows your goals inside and out, and will push you to be a better person. Good. Okay, last but not least, action. So you've got your goals, you've figured out what they are, and they are purposeful. You believe in yourself, and you 1000% know that you are worth achieving this goal. Now you've got a foot to pavement, because how many times have you said, or your team said, this is it, this is my year, here I come, this is my goal, truck, I'm going to send 35 invites every single day, and you send 4 and you call it a week. It happens, and that's okay. But you've got to align your goals with your actions. So I'm going to show you guys, this might be easier. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you a tracker that I use for my team. We kind of, we took it a little bit from leadership and then adjusted it for our team this fall. Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay. Can you guys see that? Win the week. Okay, your faces, hold on. Somebody give me a thumbs up so you can see it. Okay, I can't see your faces, but I'm going to talk you through it. So this is a win the week tracker. Melanie, if you want this, I'm happy to send it to you. If you guys want to recreate it, you're more than welcome to it. So this is called Win the Week Tracker, and this helps you choose. This is not the actual tracker that we use, but this helps you choose what lane are you in. Are you a walker, a jogger, or a runner? Because we often feel defeated because we set ourselves up to be, we need to be a runner. That's the only way to be successful. But it's a heck of a lot better to be a consistent walker than a runner who only participates once every month because it's too overwhelming and I'm too busy. I can't send out 20 invites, so I'll send out 0. And it's overwhelming, so you become paralyzed. But instead, if you know you have a busy week at work, or we just went through the holidays, if you know you're going to be traveling, visiting family, it's the holidays, back your business down and just do a walker, because if you can feel successful, the chances of you actually following through and doing it are so much greater. And when you have those weeks where you have more time, you've got a little more push. You've seen, you know what? I've been killing this walker tracker for a month now. I'm ready to move up and do the jogger tracker. So this is something you can move in and out of. You can choose a tracker that works for you and the week that it works for you. Go back to what we talked about in the beginning. Are you trying to be a part-time coach? Or are you trying to be a full-time coach? This tracker will tell you what you can expect from what actions. I think a lot of the disappointment in this business comes from the fact that we might be doing a walker activity and we're expecting to have the outcome of a runner. So we're wondering why am I not hitting Success Club 20? So-and-so on my team keeps hitting Success Club 20, but your actions are lining up in the walker category. So you're barely even hitting Success Club, if that, which is okay. However, you can't be upset with the outcome that you're getting if you're only putting in that action. A lot of times we look at big coaches, or we look at coaches that they're hitting these big, huge numbers, but you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. If they're doing a runner tracker or more every single day, and you're doing a walker tracker 3 times a week, there's your answer. There's no reason to be mad about it. There's no reason, it's okay. You can be where you are. They can be where they are. And it's fine, but you've got to be happy with where you are with the action you're putting in. And you also have to know, okay, if this is where I want to be helping 5 or more people. I know my actions need to be here. And that'll help you to not get frustrated in your business when you don't achieve those small goals, because you got to have small wins. So start with the walker tracker, accomplish it for a week. Boom, I did it. Because I know a lot of times, especially for my coaches, they just won't do anything. If they can't do the big daddy, they just won't do anything. And so now they've got something where they can easily choose, okay, this is all I have time for this week. That's what I'm going to do, and I'll be able to be successful with it, and I won't give up. But if you have a tracker that's staring at you and you're supposed to do 20 invites every day and you just get overwhelmed, and then boom, it's Thursday and you've done nothing, that's a cycle that will repeat over and over and over all year long, and that's what leads to frustration in this business. So hopefully that helped. That's something that's really been helpful on my team, to be able to choose where you want to be and be honest with what actions will lead to what outcomes, so that you don't feel like I'm doing all this work and nothing's happening. Be focused and intentional with your time. Scrolling social media does not count as work. So only actionable items that actually produce an outcome. How often have you spent an hour on social media and you're like, well, I've done nothing. I'll go back to my life now, and it's like, I was working all day long, but I did nothing. I got one post up. That's it. That happens. You also want to look at your goals and reverse engineer them. So let's say you have an income goal. You've got to put the math to the paper and figure that out. So if you have a goal of $500 every single week, divide that by 18 and then multiply by that 100. That's going to give you how much volume exactly that you need on your weak leg. And then you take that by 2, and that's your strong leg. So if you want 500, I shouldn't have told you math. I'm going to need to calculate. I think it's like $20 each week for your income. Divide that by 18. I believe it comes out to like 2,700. You need 2,700 volume on your weak leg in order to achieve $500 a week. And so that means you need 5,500 on your strong leg. So instead of just saying, I want to make $500 a week, you need to be saying, I need my weak leg to produce 2,700 volume points each week, because that's more tangible. When you click on your volume, I don't know if you guys do this, but when you click on your volume, if you click on that number, it'll show you how many contributing business centers you have, because then it'll allow you to kind of average out. With Home Direct and new challenge pack orders, you can calculate exactly what you need to hit that goal. So if you are currently at, let's say, 100 volume, or let's say you're at 1,000 volume on your weak leg, and you have 5 people contributing to that volume, because it'll show you exactly who contributes, and you have 5 people contributing to make up that 1,000 each week, then if you're trying to get to 2,700, you need at least 5 more. Does that make sense? With coaches and volume. So when you have a specific goal, you've got to reverse engineer it to allow you to tangibly put pen to paper and say, okay, I need my volume goal. I need my volume to be this. Now, how am I going to get there? Because just saying I want to make $500 is very difficult. But saying I need to sell 10 challenge packs on my weak leg between myself and my downline in order to achieve this is so much more tangible. And that'll help you be successful and help you to not get frustrated, because you'll know exactly where you are instead of just guessing and hoping. And then here comes payday. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm making or why. So you've got to be super specific with what your goal is and reverse engineering it to exactly what you need to do to accomplish that goal. That paired with the confidence that you can do it, and setting those realistic goals and matching it with a tracker that makes sense for what kind of coach you want to be and what kind of a coach your life allows right now, will leave you feeling so much more successful. So that is what I have for you. I hope that that made sense and was helpful. If you have any questions, shoot them at me.
So if anybody has any questions, just unmute your line. Come on, you guys. You got a question? Anybody?
None at all. It hurts my heart.
It's like crickets. Come on, guys.
I know.
This is your chance. This is your chance.
I have to say I love that you're a country girl and that you like to talk to squirrels.
Yes, I am. I know. I'm a wackadoo.
No, you're hilarious. I grew up
on dirt road. So
yeah, we grew up. Melanie and I grew up in the sticks too, so we know.
Yes.
We know all about talking to some squirrels.
It's good times. It's good times.
It's good times. Good times. So what would so when you have a new coach that comes on board, what's the first bit of advice you give them to get started on the right foot?
Okay, so when I first have a coach come on board, I used to immediately do like a get started right call, which I no longer do. So we've kind of changed that process. I changed that process over last year, and it's helped a ton, because you're going to have a lot of coaches that never leave the dirt. They never take off. They never get into Success Club, and that's okay. It's just, that's a numbers game. That's how it goes. Some people are, everybody's super excited, and the people that you think, oh my gosh, that's my next rock star, never even get a Success Club point ever. But you got to save your time and energy for those people that really need it and deserve it. So when I first have a coach sign up, I send them a welcome video. So it's like a 7-minute video that I've made, put on YouTube. Welcome to Team VIP. Here's what we're about. I'm here to support you. And I immediately tell them about social media. So you can choose whatever social media platform works for you. I give them a little information about, changing your top 5 photos in Facebook, just a little touch of social media and the importance of it. And then we talk about what they'll be jumping into our team page. Their first order of business is to get people excited. So I tell them, I want you to reach out to everybody you have ever bought a candle from, or one of those bags, or jewelry. I mean, there's a million things you've bought from people and had home parties for. You go knocking back on their door and you say, hey girl, I'm back. And your friends and your family, whoever it is, and get them excited. And then I will send, once they've watched the video, their job is to send me a message. Once they send me a message, I send them a blurb to send to all those people. So in the video, I say, make your list of everybody that's ever bothered you, basically. And then I send them an example message. So it's literally like, hey, I'm super excited. I'm starting this new thing. I get to have 3 people do it with me, with my coach. You were one of the first people I thought of. Let's go. It's people that they already know. They're warm market people. And so the first thing you want to get your coaches doing is selling challenge packs. Invite them into your challenge group. You'll run it for them. All they need to do is get people in. They need that quick, fast success. And they don't need to worry about anything else. Because when you bombard them with all this information in the beginning, and this, what is your why, and how far do you want to go in this business, it's a waste of time for everybody. Because it's just, they're not there yet. They got to sell a challenge pack before they can ever live in a mansion on a hill. Like that's how it's going to roll. So you got to get them doing the baby steps first, because then they taste the success. Then they can build that vision. Then they can learn as they go with the business. Once they do that, if they never go beyond invite message, Once they do their invite message, they also have a link to, we do like example posts of your coming out post, so to speak. And we say, pick an example that resonates with you, get it out on social media. If they never go beyond that point, they never go beyond that point. I am not going to beg you to do it. If they need help with it, of course, let me reword it, let me do this. But we literally have like 5 examples. Pick the one that works for you, because it's hard to come up with verbiage when you don't know what to say. It's hard. So you give them a couple of examples, maybe of people that are on your team. They pick the one they like, reword it, copy it, boom, put it out into the world. Then once they do that, you move forward.
Nice.
And then we end with like a Google form. So once they put themselves out on social media, we end with a Google form. The Google form takes them through everything. So what is Success Club? Here's our scripts for objections. Just like, those things you need to know as a new coach, but can be overwhelming. What is an emerald? It takes you through that, and it requires you to go through it. And if they never...
Is that like a coach training? Is that your coach training that you use, or you have a separate coach training?
We have kind of a separate coach training, but that is like the coach basics.
Okay.
Learning what Success Club is, knowing what Emerald is, what's important about Shakeology, just kind of those basic necessity, how to overcome an objection. And if they never submit that form, they never submit that form. But once they do, that's when you get on a Get Started Right call.
Okay.
So they have to kind of go through some hoops and some hurdles, because they learn how to learn for themselves, and they've already had success. They've already had people invited. They've had people join them, and that's what's important. I think we put the cart in front of the horse a lot of times, and then we're like, we were on a phone call for an hour and then they ghosted me. But they're probably overwhelmed. Like, I just had to plan the next 10 years of my life, and I don't even know how to post on social media. So it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So helpful.
So I have a question. So with that tracker, the walker, the jogger, the runner, on my phone, so it wasn't super big, how do you have your coaches keep track of those behaviors?
I can show you guys that too.
Okay. We
do it in an Excel sheet. Most of them do. We have some people that do, what is it? Google Streak. And what's the other one? Team Z? We have people on our team that do that. We kind of have people all over. We have people that are pen or paper. I myself am a pen and paper person, although I do track this on Excel, because pen and paper, I feel you. It's my jam, but it's not very smart. It's not good for the long term in the business. So Excel is very user friendly if you're a pen and paper prefer, because you can kind of transfer if you need to. Don't mind the 800 things on my computer. You just ignore that. Okay, let me see if I can open this. Okay, hopefully you can see this. It's looking blurry. So this is like an example. So we would just make a tracker. So whatever your goal is for adding friends, or your new conversations, your birthday messages, inviting to your challenge group or your free group. So you can change it, you can adjust it depending on your week. I'll also put over here, people that have reached out to me and how they reached out. They did it through an app, like if I use a Google form, or they did it through a commenting. So we just super simple track it literally on Excel, and you can kind of color code it. This is a terrible sloppy job because it was during the holidays. And that's always cute. And then we do check-ins that are daily, things that you want to do every single day. What workouts are you doing? Are you getting your Shakeology in? Checking into your challenge group. We have a community free group. Biz Babes is my coach message thread. That's like my top producers, my workers that are actually working. Big team page, coach online office. So things that you want to accomplish each day. I would, let me see. So you can kind of adjust the daily behaviors by doing it that way. It's super simple. And you can also adjust the numbers that you're putting in each week according to if you're doing walker, runner, or jogger for that week.
So each week it would kind of start over with the same categories?
I just would change the tab. So I just create a new tab each week.
Okay. So it goes out to the side all the way. Okay.
So no, like tabs on your Excel sheet. So each week is a tab. So you can just go back and click through your tabs.
Oh, I see. So
and that allows you
have 50 tabs.
That way you can track, what are you posting on social media and is it working? You can look back and say, okay, last week I posted 3 live videos, and go, write little notes or highlight the social media posts that got the most traction so that you can kind of form it to what works best for you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited that you said yes to come and talk to us, because
Of course.
that video that you did on the Champions page, Deb and I were like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. And so thank you so much for sharing your light and your love with us.
Of course.
And giving us these great ideas and giving us action items. So,
well, I can't wait to see what you do, and I want to hear your goals.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe we can actually meet in person on the Success Club trip.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be fun.
Yay.
Okay,
Awesome.
well, it's nice to meet y'all. If you need anything at all, always reach out. Have an awesome night.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yes.
I hope you got some good takeaways and took some notes. I know I did. So it's time to let it marinate, process, and, put it into action. So my favorite thing was definitely that belief statement. Did you guys write that down?
Yes.
That was good. That was my favorite part of the whole presentation. That was good. So I think that's going to be our first homework, and everybody else jumped off, but I think that's going to be our first homework, is to create that statement.
I need to get something like that tracker too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to.
That's the hardest part. I have tried so many different things, and I am a pen and paper girl, but it does not. It's, in a tracker like that, it's so organized. You click a thing and boom, you have everything from that week. So
Yeah, and I do like the idea of keeping track of your social media posts and what worked and what didn't. And yeah, I don't know. So
absolutely.
I tried to screenshot that, but I don't know if I did a good job.
I can ask her. She said she would send me whatever, we wanted. So I will, I'll ask her for that. Which one was it?
Just the last thing she showed, the Excel with like just the page of, everything she keeps track of. Because I think, because some of it was, weekly behaviors, and some of it was the daily stuff. Like she was keeping track of.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't mind just taking a look at that and making it work for us.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Devin, she made that 7-step one for us and it looked fantastic. So I'm sure she can make us one for something like this, because that organization is so key. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, somebody's birthday will come up, and I always use the opportunity to message them rather than just put it on their wall. And so I cannot tell you how many times that's happened where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I had a conversation with this person like 4 months ago and it fizzled and I forgot. And there they were. But, having that tracker, I think, would be so much more easy not to do that,
Yeah, I mean, I could start back up with the thing that Devin posted too. Like when we first started this group, I just need to get back on track with tracking.
It's the hard, what? It's the hard part. I've always struggled with that. I've always struggled with organization because that's the part that's not fun. So of course that's the part that we struggle with, right? So we just have to hold each other accountable and be more consistent, because I want to have that kind of success that she has, and there's no why all of us can't have that same success. So we just have to find what works, hold each other accountable, keep each other motivated, and not give up.
I like it.
Yeah. So
thank you for getting her to be on the call. I listened to. I actually just listened to the other call that she did like the other day. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you guys came, and we're gonna make this an awesome year. So enjoy your date with Autumn on Saturday.
Heck yeah, we're so excited.
I'll be hanging out with Joel on Friday, but
Oh. Well, that's a tough one.
Hey. So,
yeah.
Well, love you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Good night, girl. Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Kristen.